During my mom's recent visit to my place, I showed her a few episodes of some anime that I thought she might like. This video is basically me asking her about what we watched and if she liked it. Bear in mind, I only had one mic, so the audio is a little unwieldy. I hope you enjoy regardless. Oh, and after this intro, I'm not putting any visuals on the screen, just some random B-roll. So feel free to treat this video as audio only. Hello, Mom.
Hello.
So as part of your visit with me, I wanted to show you some anime because it was something that you'd never experienced before. Well, 2 years ago, I took you to see Wolf Children,
Yes.
which was a movie. We saw it in theaters, and I went on to see the director's other two films. Did you like Wolf Children?
Yes, I did. I really did. I did. I was like, oh, yeah, it was really good.
And I know you have a proclivity for fiction, for fantasy.
Yes.
So I figured I grabbed a couple of shows that I thought you would enjoy, and I showed them to you. And I just wanted your thoughts. Did you enjoy them? Right, we'll go through them. I showed you Attack on Titan, which was massive for my time in high school, and then it's blown up. It's part of the reason anime is as worldwide as it is. Just first and overall, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy what you watched?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I've liked my introduction so far. It's really changed my view on what anime is. What I thought it was all these years.
And we watched episodes 1, 2, and 5, and we'll go into why I chose what I chose. Episodes 1 and 2 are like a two-parter intro, where we get to learn about the main trio of Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. And their origin story, if you will, about the Titans and the Wolves. You like the world? You like all the world building that was going on?
Yeah, it was at first I was like, okay, wait, until I saw like the maps, what it was more understanding once I saw the maps, and then not realizing there were two types of Titans at first. Like I missed all that. So it wasn't until I think the 5th episode where I finally was like, oh, and then there's two different types of, mindless creatures. Or
right. Well, there's like the normal generic types, and then the weird ones that don't fit the usual mold.
Yes.
Because we've been introduced to the colossal and the armored so far.
Yes.
And there are more if you watch more. And I had you skip episodes 3 and 4, not because I think that they're bad or anything. This is just mostly a showcase to get you a jump in point. Right. Episode 3 and 4 is the training camp, and it is good, and I like all the side characters, and you need to know them if you're going to watch the rest of the series. But then we get into episode 5, which it was hard because there's like a 9-episode arc, or a core, as some people call them, COUR. And to show you the first episode of an arc that ends on a massive cliffhanger is a little rough. But I thought it would be a nice hook and get you,
oh yeah,
into the idea, of the pacing of Attack on Titan. Is very fast. There's a lot of, some people argue with me on that, but the first season's very fast, and the willingness to, as far as kill the main character, which happens in the 5th episode.
Yeah, it does go from a peaceful life to just explaining how the peaceful life works to all of a sudden it's like boom, boom, the walls are falling.
Yeah,
all the walls are falling.
They do a really good job with the world, and I love the scene where the scouts come back. And Eren's all excited to see them, and they're just terrible. They're just torn up.
No.
But yeah, you enjoyed it overall. Would you think there's any future for you watching more of this one? Are you interested at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't leave it hanging like that. It's shocking to realize, like, the mom was handed her son's arm, like, so it's like I didn't realize like the intensity of it or the darkness of it, but I definitely I need to know more. I need to know where it goes. I feel like it's the cliffhanger kind of left me like, okay, I actually put it in my notes in my phone to see if I can find it myself.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Anime is not, or that at least is not what I thought it was at all.
And you don't really get to that much characterization of the main trio. You get to see more of them in the training camp, obviously.
Oh yeah, no,
you get introduced to Eren, Mikasa, and Armin.
Yes, yeah,
and
they're friends, and right,
yeah.
And
Eren and Mikasa have like we don't know, right, but they're kind of living together. Their parents took Mikasa in.
That's what. Yeah.
And then Armin is just their friend. And Armin was also our narrator. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't really notice that.
He's our narrator for the show.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad to hear you liked it.
Yeah, no, it's really intense, and and just how the Titans are just so basic, but then they've got that wicked smile and stuff. It is a little frightening, like, oh my gosh, you were so young when you started watching.
I was 16, 17.
I know, but for me, being your mom, it's like, oh my gosh, that's what,
Yeah, I watched it on Toonami at like Saturdays at like 10 or 11 p.m. on cable. I had to make sure I was there on time to catch it.
Crazy. Yeah.
On Adult Swim, not on the normal cartoon channel. So then the next thing I showed you was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which we saw this morning, so it probably is more fresh in your brain, in your mind. Again, blanket statement. Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah. That's really interesting as far as like the fantasy portions of it. The idea of alchemy, and that's something that I can get behind that subject.
Well,
definitely.
And they had a little bit of like medieval steampunk going on with automail.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is his prosthetic arm and leg.
Yeah, definitely. And I have a steampunk costume, so I mean, relating that type of where it was set in the past, but with the
Attack on Titan is a lot more of a mystery because we don't really know how the world works. We get bits and pieces of it.
Right.
We know how the Titans die, but we don't really know anything about them.
Right.
And Fullmetal Alchemist is almost like a solved world where there's rules that we have to play within, and we learn about the rules really quick.
And being able to perform without making the alchemy circle as well.
And I did show you Brotherhood. We watched episodes 2, 3, and 4 because episode 1 of Brotherhood sucks. I'm gonna get flamed for that, but I'm gonna get flack for that. But it's not a good intro for somebody who's never seen it before. It's a good intro if you've seen the original series before, but if you're jumping straight into Brotherhood, which you can, and I think you should because Brotherhood's really good. Episode 1's not a good first episode of Brotherhood. Maybe if you watch more of that one, you could watch episode 1, like with the training camp and Attack on Titan. But there we get introduced to Edward and Alphonse. Did you like them?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, like, yeah. And I like the comedy behind the younger brother being the...
Okay, so you liked the comedy.
Yeah.
You liked the joke.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could follow with it. And it was, it's hilarious that it's gonna probably follow them through, like you were saying, the whole series or the whole show.
Yeah, so I had told you off mic, but I'll repeat it for the mic, which was, I forgot. What was I gonna say? It was your introduction to a lot of anime-isms.
Yes.
Which is the whole like I wouldn't call it chibi. That's a different word. But like the sort of the over animatedness of the humor of like the characters being drawn simplified. I didn't realize even that it had as much as it did. It was a lot more than I was expecting. But they do it a lot in that show.
Yeah.
And you felt like it. Did you feel like it balanced out the seriousness of what was going on?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was. When you think about it, or when you see commercials of anime or something, and you just see that, you think, "Oh, this is all just dumb," For I don't know, But to have it just thrown in there with the serious of the story, it made sense, and it you can see that it's the style of it or what have you, versus just dumb like. I don't know references.
Nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense. It's pretty serious storylines too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. I'm just Well, earlier I'm saying, oh my gosh, this is what children watch. Not understanding the different age ranges that would watch it.
Yeah, I had explained to you that it's probably 14 plus.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, people might argue with me about that as well. People might say, "Oh, shonen's for preteens." I don't know. I don't know the actual numbers, whatever. But boys love blood and fighting and
chopping off arms and stuff like that. Yeah.
But so does everyone else.
Yeah.
Not just shonen's the most popular genre. I'm going to use the word genre. I might get flack for my use of the word genre, but it's the most popular genre to Western viewers, but also just like everyone.
Right.
I did show you episodes 2, 3, and 4, and episode 4 was the infamous Shao Tucker episode. And I'm sorry that I had to do that to you.
Oh my god.
But I said this to you, but it's very rare to have somebody who meets the criteria of is willing to watch anime and doesn't know what happens in the Shao Tucker episode of Fullmetal Alchemist. So I got to see your reaction, your live reaction. So I got a kick out of that. It's a very infamous plot point.
Right.
It's one of those ones that's like super spoiled, you know. Everybody knows it. Like a Harry Potter Dumbledore kind of situation. Right. Yeah, so I was really happy to see that. Yeah. Sorry, I have to apologize to you for that.
Why are we going through this? yeah, because you do get hooked, you know, and the quirkiness of the over anime, you know, simplified, or you know, the big eyes, or what happens with the emotions. It just kind of it fits with it, I guess. You know, yeah, but that's medieval times alchemy kind of thing, but in that kind of spin. But gosh, yeah, goodness, mess with your emotions. Yeah,
it's up and down all over the place. Roller coaster is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Okay, and so you think there's a future where you might want to watch more of that one?
Yeah, definitely. Especially since, you know, they're on a journey. They've got a lot going on, and then you don't even know the half of it or what's behind. You know, the Alchemist ring or anything like that. It's just craziness.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher's Stone. Sorry, we just ate ice cream.
Yeah, because Attack on Titan is a lot more of a mystery. We don't really know what's beyond the walls.
Right.
And we didn't get into it because we didn't watch the training camp episode, but Aaron wants to become a scout, which are the people who explore beyond the walls. Right?
Yes.
So they want to know what's beyond the walls. We don't know. It's a mystery. And then Fullmetal Alchemist, we have a set goal. And we're gonna accomplish this goal. And like I said, with the whole rules thing as well, the world has very strict rules. We know how the whole world works now. We only watched 3 episodes. So it's very different, even just in the way that they're approached. Yes. The way that you might, you know, be interested.
Yeah, definitely.
Which one do you think you're interested in more?
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. It's The Alchemist. I think that's definitely. I think that, you know, because they're on a journey that just seems like it's going to be a growth journey. I mean, they both have that kind of thing, but you know, each experience is going to be a new experience and searching out, you know.
You like having a set goal?
Yeah, I think I do. Okay. I like that idea of that set goal, and you know, get your bodies back, and you know, kind of thing.
That's fair.
Versus, I mean, the other one, there's a set, but it's not the same. It's not like a personal set goal to, you know, they've been through this experience and now they personally need to go right their wrongs, you know. He messed up, but they messed up trying to bring mom back, and, you know, so.
Attack on Titan it becomes more personal as we discover more about the world.
Okay.
But you have to go into like the first season of it's just like an onslaught, you know. We're just trying to survive, and then as the world opens up, you know, you get more and more knowledge. The name escapes me at the moment, but the author of Attack on Titan's a genius. That the world is insane, and like every plot point matters. Not to say that Fullmetal Alchemist's author isn't, because she's great too, but it's just a different categories,
obviously,
of shonen. And then, as a palate cleanser and a bit of a curveball, to sort of apologize for putting you through the trauma of these 2 shows, I did show you the anime short film by YouTuber Geguk. I showed you Bâan, which was maybe a curveball for a lot of people, because I showed you, you know, I showed you the most popular anime and also the one that a lot of people consider the best. And then I showed you some some short film.
Yeah.
And to give you, it was also a nice difference in generation, right? Whereas Fullmetal Alchemist is from the generation above me. It's a show that my uncle would have grown up with. Attack on Titan's a show I grew up with. And then Bâan it came out last year. Yeah. Very recent. But it's also a lot more down-to-earth, heartfelt, wholesome, realistic.
Watercolored version of everything.
Watercolor. I think the word you're looking for is pastel. It was very bright.
Yes. Yeah, and yes. Yeah, it felt like the illustrations were just as important, or conveyed the meaning. There wasn't enough like background story to really get it, and it wasn't until it was almost over that I really understood, or that's when I was like, oh, you know, that allowed them to switch worlds, and then, you know, it's kind of a coming home story at the same time.
Yeah, it's all about home. The word Bâan literally means home in Thai. so good that you got that.
Yeah.
But it was also like, because it's only 20 minutes, they squeezed everything in.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it
and
was
at
one
first-
complete package, whereas you were just watching the introductions of previous
Right.
packages.
Yeah, like, what am I watching here? And then, oh, you know, you get it after, you know,
Yeah.
you see it, especially once, you know, when you see that she takes the dragon egg and all that stuff like that. And it was, oh, okay, this makes sense. And then you're happy that she actually does go home, you know?
Very, well, did you enjoyed it then?
Yeah. And I liked the animation to it, and the music is very filled with music, and, you know, yeah, it was definitely different. And like, is it palate cleanser? Is that what you said? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not full of anxiety anymore. You know?
You know, it was nice and thematic. Since you're visiting me, we live in 2 different states.
Yes.
Now. Nice.
Yeah.
Homely, thematic
Yeah.
for us as well.
Oh yeah.
So you know, it's also cool to see something independent,
Right.
from
And then
produced from an independent creator.
Yes, and to realize, like, you had told me a little bit of the background before, and then it was like, oh my gosh, you know, this is pretty cool, you know. And yeah, I do, you know, I love dragons and what have you. So, you know, and then just see it, and it was like, hey, you know. And at first you're like, does everybody else realize she has wings? Or, you know, oh, okay, they talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you weren't, it was hard to know what the setup was going to be. And really there wasn't. It was just a coming home type of thing, you know? So you were like, okay, are we setting this up for prejudice? Like, what, you know, the wings are sheer, but they're seen and they're known. But then you realize you're overthinking it. Just enjoy it. Let it, you know, just let it flow through you like the dragons flowing around everywhere. So I don't know if that was my interpretation.
Well put. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I'm glad I picked out some things that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
I had a few other ideas for ones that I could have shown you. You might have enjoyed something like Free Ren, which is, I told you the meme of Fullmetal Alchemist being the show that everybody tried to keep at number 1 on the list. Free Ren is the one that overtook it at number 1.
Okay.
It's a story about a sort of like Lord of the Rings, Dungeons and Dragons kind of world about an elf who is realizing in the past that she took her friends for granted because she outlived them. And she's recontextualizing her journey with them. That's a nice, it's a good one. But that doesn't have a good like 3 episodes I could show you. That's when you have to like let it slow burn.
Yeah.
So that was on my like almost made the cut with Free Ren. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm glad we got to do this. So very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's not so. I wouldn't have known where to start on my own to even, you know, to even talk about it. You know, I've told you there's a lot of people I'm exposed to, like at work and stuff, younger generations that they got their anime shirts on, or they talk about it, or the anime tattoos. The artist I used, you know, she does a lot of anime tattoos, and it was just like, okay, you know, not knowing, you know, where would you begin to actually start to understand it, or whatever.
For sure. Well, that's all the questions I got, because that's all the shows we watched.
Sounds good.
And that's all for this pseudo interview. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more variety game videos, including one where I got my mom to play Fortune Street, and check out my scripted channel.